Charlene. I'm silly enough to call you Stinkweed. Does that make you Stinkweed? Huh? Are you Stinkweed? And then I looked around the yard and said, Mama, you're a peach pig. You're a rabbit pellet. Peach pig, rabbit pellet, Stinkweed, froggy face. My mother chased me round and round in that yard, calling each other the most ridiculous names. So finally, we just felt exhausted. My mother called over me and she said, Charlene, nigger is just a word people purposely made up to sling at us whenever they want to hurt us or stop us from being who we are. Now think, why the bubble do they want to hurt you? Because I was going to win the race like I always do. Did you win the race? No, Mama, I couldn't even win. So Bubba Julie won the race all because that silly word. And then I understood. Mama said, Charlene, if anybody wants to call you Stinkweed, you just let them. And secretly that to yourself. How silly they are. Because you know you are not a Stinkweed. You are not a rat pellet. Mama, I am not a nigger.
Drive fast. Watch your speed. Just a nibble. Remember your diet. Gossip better not. Every day we have important decisions in our lives to make, but fortunately we have our conscience to guide us. Dumb Bunny by Ken Bradbury. Oh, geez. Another morning. School, teachers, plagues and diseases. I hate school. I hate money. What are they going to wear today? They never allow this little lover in homeroom. Aw, who cares?
Better not.
Excuse me?
Yeah, they better not. That's pretty short.
I hate to be, nosy, but who are you and what are you doing in my bedroom?
I'm Connie, your conscience.
My what?
Your conscience. You know, the little voice inside your head that tells you what's right?
My conscience. Right. I try to get dressed in the morning and some freak comes in my room and tells me she's my conscience. Am I on America's Funniest Home Videos? I hope not.
Pull it. I've been with you since the day you were born.
You've got to be pulling my leg.
No, that was Doctor. I'm the one that's kept you on the right track all these years.
Oh, you mean like the cartoon, Bugs Bunny. Bing, and a little angel appears on Bugs Bunny's shoulder?
Yeah, that's the general idea.
What about the other guy? Huh? You know, the little devil that appeared on the other shoulder?
Oh. Well, actually, Bugs Bunny didn't have a bad conscience, but you don't need one of those.
Huh?
Look, we've been short of help lately, and you being on your good side, well, that's a part-time job.
What's that supposed to mean?
See, you don't listen. That's why I had to show up in person. I've been talking to you for 15 years, and you've been ignoring me. Is this all sinking in?
I can't be that bad. I mean,
how about a test?
Huh?
Tammy Dillon.
That jerk.
See?
What?
See how you are?
Well, that just slipped.
April, you do a whole lot of slipping.
Well, Tammy Dillon blabs all my secrets around school.
So stop telling her.
She's my best friend. Look, are you going to be with me all day?
Until we can get you straightened out.
Oh, Joy, you know what? I think I'm going back to bed.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because your conscience is telling you not to?
Figures. I might as well get this over with.
Well, hurry up. Here comes the bus. What are you looking for now?
My earrings. They're nowhere.
They're right there.
How'd you know?
Just let your conscience be your guide.
You're a scream, you know that?
Come on, April. The whole world's waiting.
Some world this is going to be. Shoot, all good seats are taken.
Sit with Wanda.
Crazy? Nobody sits with Wanda.
You should. Sit.
What in the jar? What in the jar? Couldn't you try?
Atta girl, so.
Talk to her. Look, already said her.
I don't talk to her.
Hey, Wanda, how's it going? Better.
Just great.
Me, Wanda, I gotta tell you, if the rest of the day goes like this, I'm gonna be the happiest girl in school. Lunch? Eat lunch with you? Why, I already promised. Why, I'd be happy to eat lunch with you, Wanda. Gosh, you're a neat person.
Boy, you're improving by the minute.
And I'm dying by the second.
Here's the school short trip.
Seems like only last year when I got on. After you wanted, dear.
Just look at her smile. You're the first person to talk to her all year.
It wasn't my idea. There she is.
Wanda again?
Tammy Dillard.
Remember?
But not Tammy. She's the worst guy.
Hey, watch it. Today's gonna be different.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be longer. Hey, Tammy, how's it going? Well, yeah, I know it's kind of weird since we haven't spoken to each other all week and everything, but, well, I've kind of got this creepy feeling that me and you, well, we should just forget our old problems and start over. You know, friends. All right, see you later, Tam. What am I saying?
Everything you should.
I know, and it's killing me. First Wanda, then Tammy. I'm ruining my reputation.
And doesn't it feel wonderful?
Wonderful doesn't even come close. Hey, Wanda. You what? You actually got the nerve to ask some kids to eat lunch with us? And they said yes? Well, gosh, that's great, Wanda. See you later. And if you would just... Hey, Tammy, the movie's tonight. Well, I'd be glad to go. I mean, I gotta... You'll pay? Oh, gosh, Tam, see you tonight. What is this? Everybody is being so nice. I feel like I'm in a Disney movie or something. Oh, no. Don't lay that one over on me. Wanda and Tammy, those are just two freak accidents. My being nice had nothing to do with it.
I give up.
Hey, where are you going?
You're useless.
What do you mean, I'm useless? You're my conscience. You can't walk out of me now.
You're hopeless. Even when things get better, you don't think you caused them.
What, Wanda and Tammy? I'd spoken to them sometime on my own.
Yeah, right. Sure you would have.
Well, wait. Well, what am I supposed to do now?
Do what you've always done. Go on and make your own life miserable.
Hey, that's not my fault. I just happen to live around weird people and everything. And it doesn't help when my best friend talks behind my back. My parents are always griping at me. The teachers give everybody a break except me.
You break my heart. You know that?
Are you trying to be funny?
No, I'm serious. Don't you know you're in charge of how much you affect your life? You were so dumb. If the sky falls, you're in charge of how much it will affect your life.
Am I falling?
You dumb bunny.
Hey!
Look, when you treat other people badly, you're only making yourself go badly. Is this all sinking in? I could not believe this. I had a choice of you or the Pope, but no. I wanted a challenge. Look, you get what you give. Get it?
You really chose me over the boat?
April!
Okay, I mean, yeah, I can sort of see your point and everything, but this isn't going to work with everybody.
Everybody, April.
Even my dad?
He's human, isn't he?
Oh, well...
April!
Yeah, he's human.
Well, then it applies to him, too. Ask him how he is sometimes. Get interested in somebody besides you? Do unto others as...
This is starting to sound very familiar. But what if, I did my part? I'm nice to everybody and I just end up looking like a fool.
Well, then you'll be the happiest fool around. See you around.
Wait, you can't leave now. I'm getting the point.
That's exactly when I leave. You don't need me anymore. You've got you.
Well, one more thing.
Yeah?
Bugs Bunny really didn't have a bad conscience?
No. Bugs Bunny caused himself a lot of problems, but he just couldn't resist other people's carrots.
Dumb bunny.
I had a dream about a place where women dared not walk in the streets, dared not lift their faces to the sun. I had a dream about a place where women were forced to hide. Then I awoke and found that this is no dream. Such is the reality of women today in Afghanistan. This is a poem I found at a website titled Remember the Women of Afghanistan. This site, like many others, deals with the horrific actions taken against women and girls in Afghanistan due to the recent takeover of the country by the Taliban. Actions that American citizens like you and I, who reside in a country where all men are created equal, where we are guaranteed life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and where simple freedoms are taken for granted, can't begin to imagine. What I'm about to tell you is disturbing, and the fact that such actions are taking place is unknown to most Americans. Women and girls have lost all human rights due to the edicts implemented by the Taliban, the new rulers of the country. And if these Afghan women refuse to conform to these new laws, they are beaten and killed. To truly understand this problem, we must first look at the cause of this dehumanization, then examine the effect on the Afghan women, and finally discuss solutions to this assault on a human's rights. On September 27, 1996, after decades of civil war in the Asian country of Afghanistan, the Taliban, an extremist militia claiming to be Islamic fundamentalists, seized power in a violent takeover of the country, putting an end to the civil war. Prior to the takeover in 1996, women enjoyed relative freedom to work and dress generally as they wanted, and they could drive and appear in public. Upon the takeover, women were ordered by loudspeaker to stay indoors, and severe restrictions were placed upon them. It was at this point that the women of Afghanistan lost all human rights. The Taliban justifies this sexist policy under the guise of religious observance. Women are treated as subhuman under the name of right-wing fundamentalist Islam. It is not Afghan tradition or culture and is alien to them. It is even extreme for cultures where fundamentalism is and has been the rule. Laws against women and girls have no foundation in Islam, the main religion in Afghanistan. Islamic religions around the world allow women and girls to work, go to school, and have basic human rights. The rapid transition from being free to becoming a prisoner of their country literally overnight has made the effects of the Taliban's edicts even more severe. So what are these severe restrictions imposed on these women? First and foremost, women are forced to wear a head-to-toe covering called a burqa that has only a small mesh opening through which they can see and breathe. In December 1996, 225 women in Kabul, the country's capital, were gathered and lashed as punishment for violating the Taliban's rules on clothing, and other women were warned to wear the burqa, or the same would happen to them. Women are not allowed to leave their homes without a male relative at their side. Windows of homes occupied by women must be painted over to prevent women from being seen. It is thought that the face of a woman is a source of corruption for all men who are not related to them. Women and girls must wear silent shoes so that they are never heard. They are forbidden from working outside the home and cannot attend school. They are forbidden from speaking in public and cannot speak to men who are not close relatives. Women are forbidden to practice medicine in Afghanistan, and male physicians are forbidden to treat or perform surgery upon female patients, or to even examine them, except for their burqa with a male family member present. Even in emergency need of medical care, or with a child in need of emergency care, a female may not leave her home after curfew, or she'll be shot. Since these laws came into effect, scores of women have disappeared, and many have been shot, beaten, and stoned to death for disobeying the strict Taliban policies. Many women became the sole breadwinner of their family after the country's civil war. Without the ability to work outside the home to support their families, many women were forced to beg on the streets to feed their children. Children who need food are forced to beg as well, and prostitution among girls as young as 8 or 9 is not uncommon. Many women live in constant fear of armed guards who rape and sell them into prostitution. Since the Taliban took over, there has been a dramatic increase in domestic violence. Husbands, frustrated by fundamentalist rule, take it out on their wives. Zohar Bashik, trained in public health, spoke with and surveyed Afghan women and found that 97% show signs of major depression. The number of women admitted to mental hospitals with severe depression has doubled. Many women who are confined to their homes and live in constant fear of the Taliban regime experience depression, neurosis, schizophrenia, and epilepsy. There's also been an increase in the number of women committing suicide. Women are using caustic soda to take their own lives. The chemical burns away the throat and is at least 3 days of pain and agony leading to death, a fate that the women of Afghanistan are willing to take in order to escape the fear and restrictions placed upon them by their country's new rulers. There have been some efforts to help these women. The United Nations and UNICEF have both tried unsuccessfully to pressure the Taliban to restore these women's rights. An organization has been formed called the WAPHA, or Women's Alliance for Peace and Human Rights in Afghanistan. The organization promotes awareness of the tragic human rights situation in Afghanistan and to advocate for social, political, economic, and civil rights of Afghan women and girls in that country. But all of these efforts are not enough. The Taliban has been inflicting strict policies and even death upon women in the areas they rule for over 3 years. Their dehumanization of women threatens to become worse as the Taliban grows in power. Countries like Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates are already recognizing the Taliban as the administrating government in Afghanistan. We must do something to help these powerless women who cannot help themselves. We can't allow the Taliban to take control of Afghanistan's seat in the United Nations or to take control of the Afghan embassy in Washington. The United Nations has the opportunity and responsibility to hold them to international norms of behavior, and the international community must ensure that the human rights of all Afghan women and girls is not put second to other political and economic strategic interests. There are several things you and I can do to support others' efforts to help the women of Afghanistan. First, you can sign petitions circulated to organizations requesting that they urge governments, the international community, and multinational corporations to hold the Taliban accountable for their actions. We must call upon these bodies to withhold recognition of the Taliban, access to the UNC, donor assistance, and render economic transactions conditional upon the respect of Afghan women and girls' human rights. Then you can write to legislative officials, urging them to appropriate development assistance monies in support of Afghan women's education. And most importantly, if you do anything at all, inform others of what's happening. If people aren't aware of what's going on, the problem will continue to go unresolved. Women in Afghanistan are prisoners. They're sick, they're hungry, they're beaten, they're scared. They went from having nearly the same freedoms that you and I have to having no human rights whatsoever. It's up to our government and the United Nations to help these women by ridding them of the Taliban, and you and I have the power to help.